Hello. Okay. Well, nobody's gonna hear this. So at AT09. Wait a minute. I don't know why. I don't know why it keeps coming up with that. So I need to keep up. What is it? This page? No, that page. Bucket of chicken. Who's Shawwiki? So let's see where all these questions are. I'm gonna call Alex whenever he wants to, and we'll go from there. I don't know where he went. He'll probably figure it out quickly. What the hell that is? Let's see. That's not a question for me. That's a question for Alex. Here, let me call him really fast. Cause I just want to start now. I don't want to wait. I got dinner. That I've got to go to. Hey. Yo. My wife's like, I want to go to dinner when I get home, and she's gonna be in traffic. So I was like, well, I'll just do it now. I don't care.
Yeah.
Unless you're busy in the next 13 minutes.
No, I'm chilling.
Say you're probably not busy.
Yeah, I just got back from the gym. I showered. I'm just relaxing till late at night now.
Fall asleep. Have you seen? I was gonna ask you. Have you seen Stranger Things?
I actually have not. That's actually something I want to talk to you about.
Well, I was at a Super Bowl party, and they had the preview for season 2 or whatever, and my buddy's like, dude, you have to watch it. I was like, all right. So I watched first episode. I was like, Watch the second one, and like while I was watching the second, he's like, dude, you gotta get through like the middle of the third episode. I was like, all right, fine. And then it was just like, what? It's just crazy. And then I watched the whole season in like an hour.
Do you watch like a lot of TV?
No.
Like a lot of TV shows?
No, not at all.
I'm a TV show nerd. I watch a lot.
Really?
But like the thing is, if I'm not like interested in it, or if I haven't heard like any backstory on it, I just won't start it. So for like the longest time, I didn't start Suits or I didn't start Breaking Bad, and then I guess when the time came, I just fell in love with it.
I got Breaking Bad. I got like all the way to the very last season, then I just stopped watching it.
Are you? Oh my god!
I don't know why.
Crazy. That's the best.
Something else I got.
Remember the last thing you saw?
I got started into. I don't even remember the last episode. But I was on the last season, and then I just started watching something else. I kind of gave up on it.
Yeah, I think you're fucking up big, dude. You're fucking up big. You got to start watching.
I've got to finish it.
Yeah, did you watch Narcos?
No. Where's that?
Oh my god.
Is that on here? Dude, there's so much TV. It's like, what do I do? NAR. That's on Netflix, right?
NARCOS. It's a Netflix original.
Narcos. I watched the first episode. Well, I sort of watched the first episode. There, I'll add it to my list. But
list of never-ending shows to watch.
God, I can't stop. Because when I watch something, like I'll watch it all at once, or I'll just forget about it forever. So like Stranger Things, watch that. I have to watch this. This is brand new. Bill Burr.
Which one? Oh, Bill Burr is fucking hilarious.
Let's just say, if you haven't seen it, you have to.
Funny.
I'm not gonna play it, or else they'll like block my live streaming. But I'm definitely watching that. I'll probably watch it on like Friday or something. But
and Bill Burr is the guy from he's from Breaking Bad too.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see what the fuck his name was.
Like he's a character in the show?
Yeah, he's. Give me a sec. fuck's name?
He's
Patrick Kubi.
Patrick Kubi. I don't. Patrick Cuby.
Bill Burr. Yeah, just right. I guess Bill Burr
Kuby.
Breaking Bad on Google.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't get as
So
far as
that's
I
how I
thought.
actually found it. Yeah.
How many seasons were there of Breaking
Breaking
Bad?
Bad, I think 5.
Okay. I think I might have got through season 4 then. Maybe I didn't watch the last part, but I don't even think it's on Netflix anymore, is it? I
What
guess.
else is there?
Yeah, it still is, I guess. So I was on right here, season 4, episode 10.
Huh.
That's as far as I got.
I think your goal tonight should be to finish season 5. If you can.
Watch all those.
Yeah, that's my problem. When I start a show, I binge it like crazy. It's just I can't stop sometimes.
Yeah, I know that one that I just said what the fuck was it?
Stranger Things.
Yeah, I watched. There's only like 7 episodes, I think.
So what the fuck is that about?
I think the premise is I don't know if it takes me to a page or if it starts it. Nah, I don't want to start it. It's like in the 80s, and I'm probably bad at explaining this, but it's basically like a show in like 1984 or something like that, and this kid's just riding his bike, and there's like this government facility or something somewhere, and like there's another dimension. You have to watch it. Like I can't give it all away, or else you're like, oh, because you figure it out while you're watching it. It's like, well,
sure. What about Game of Thrones and Walking Dead? You watch any of those?
I watched The Walking Dead. I think what I'm used to now, because The Walking Dead I watched, I think through season, and this is like my thing is I watch it, and then I'm like, oh, I really like this, and if I know they're still making it, I'll stop watching it until they're absolutely done with like every season, and then I'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I did that with Lost, when Lost was like actually on TV. I watched the first season, and I said, this is going to be so good that I don't want to have to wait a week or like 6 years to finish it. So I just stopped watching it until the final season came out.
Yeah, the reason I said Walking Dead is because the season is starting again this Sunday. So I have I'm setting up like a little party with like all my friends. We're just gonna do like a watching party.
What season is it? Like 7 now?
Season maybe 6 or 7, something like that. I don't really know.
There we go. This actually tells me what it's about. Episodes. Season 7. Jesus. I think I made it through season 3. But no, I haven't seen Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is one of the same ones where I just know it's good. I'm gonna wait till it's done, and then watch the whole thing.
It's almost done. I think there's like 2 or 3 more seasons coming out, and then it's done forever.
Yeah. So that's one of the things. But I watched. What did I watch?
Obviously, there's Billions too. I'm sure you've seen that.
Oh yeah, my buddy uses.
I'm on my 3rd time watching it.
My friend uses Plex. Have you heard of Plex?
No.
So it's like it's a server sharing thing. Here, hold on. I'll sign into it. Where basically what he does is he has the movies, like he buys the movies, and then he downloads them or whatever. I don't know exactly what he does, but he can give out his
Is it free to have an account or?
Yeah, like he gives out his server to like just the people that we know, and it's all the shows on there. I don't want to like, hold on, how can I show it? But like he'll add everything on there. So I watched like The Founder today with like the McDonald's thing. I watched Hacksaw Ridge last night.
How was that McDonald's thing? I wanted to watch it, but
I mean, it felt more of a documentary than anything else, but it was still decent, I guess. I don't know. I'd give it about a 7.3. Hacksaw Ridge is amazing.
Yeah.
If you're into that kind of movie.
And
The Edge of 17, that one actually had me laughing quite a bit. Like some 17-year-old chick or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting. So, did you actually see the the list that I posted the other day when you were doing your webinar?
Which list? I actually did. I have it saved on my phone. Do you have it up? Like, do you have
The,
a saved
this,
picture
this,
of
the
it?
second that you did it, yeah, I saved it. Let me pull it up. Open. Um, Hold on. I got pictures on there. Where is it?
I think I was
Alec.
pretty tame that night.
Yeah, until you went off your notes. And
Yeah,
then I was like,
it's
holy.
just
I was like, I really don't give a shit. I just thought it was funny. But the first one that you
I
did,
thought, yeah, I was.
Cam didn't post that, did he?
No, he did not.
I didn't think so. Because that one, dude, I was in stitches for like the whole fucking hour.
That's a legendary one. It's gonna go down in the history books.
It was just one of those things. I was like, "Oh my god, dude, this kid's just going. He's going." He would.
Yeah, I really didn't realize how much I
You didn't.
swear.
You didn't stop, man. I wish you weren't. It's a good thing that you weren't paying attention, like to the chat box, because you probably would have been so distracted of how much everybody was talking about
Oh
it.
yeah, oh yeah. As soon as I looked back, I was like, holy shit.
I can't remember where it is. Let me. It's in here somewhere. Which day did you do it?
Give me a sec.
Was it the 30? Fuck, it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Here, I sent you a DM.
On Twitter? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Close that.
If that's all that I said that night, I did
Yeah, you
really
did.
fucking
You did pretty
well.
good. Most of it was at the end. But I'm
Yeah,
sure. I'm like, well, it's probably one of those things where you're like, you don't realize that you're saying it as you're saying it. Yeah.
definitely not. And then I had Eric texting me like, meanwhile, while I was doing it. It was just hilarious. He's like, my phone would vibrate, and I try not to look at it, and then I look at it and I laugh,
you read what
and
he
I
sent,
don't know.
right? About me.
Yeah,
I thought that was hilarious. But he's like, oh,
he's a funny guy.
I thought you and him were on the thing at the same time. It's like, oh, well, maybe, but I
Yeah,
still was like, dude, that
he's
was
a funny guy.
hilarious. I wish that I would have gotten it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
some what?
that list is fucking gold.
Oh, I know. I wish we would have had one from the first day.
Oh yeah, the first day would be like
It would. I
crazy
don't even
long.
know if we could like handle it because it was something else.
Yeah, and like the truth of the matter is like I really wasn't trying to like swear. I was just like
Talking.
I don't know, just like just talking. Yeah, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good to me. I was really surprised, like under because I don't know. Sometimes I just look at stocks like for 4 hours afterwards. Have you seen how low Under Armour is? I'm like, shit. I just like
Oh yeah,
I might just like buy it.
actually,
That's all I wear is like Under Armour. I'm like, is
was it
retail
$18
is
or something,
retail
right?
really doing that bad? Yeah, it's like 18.30 or something. I'm like, is retail that shitty right now? That
I guess so, man. Because like I've always thought like in the back of my head like that like retail can't survive forever, dude. Like
it's
in
always a
all
new.
honesty, like everything is going online.
There's always a new trend too. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
and like if you think logically, dude, like rent is only getting like more expensive and shit. So like if you're not really selling shit online, or if you're not mainly focused online, like you're at a disadvantage.
You're toast. Yeah, exactly.
It's the
I,
same thing with fucking what's it called? Like Fitbit. If Fitbit doesn't fucking innovate their shit more, like who the hell like cares about them anymore?
Fit jeans. What the hell? Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I was like, I almost bought a Fitbit, but I'm like, is the company still really worth $1.2 billion? Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my theories about everything about IPOs and all that, and who talks about them, and if they're shit or not. And I think we all knew Fitbit was crap and GoPro was crap.
Yeah, but then you're trading GoPro in the '90s, and you're like, maybe it's not crap. No, like it just gets to you.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
Do
is
you
it?
remember when GoPro was in the
Uh,
'90s, dude?
oh
Like
yeah, I think it was 100. I think it literally topped out at $100.
probably did. I remember like Phil and Eric and all of them trying to short it like every fucking day, and like before you knew it, the moment like you stopped looking, it just fucking collapsed.
Yeah, yeah. That's usually. You've read about this Snap IPO, right?
I definitely have.
Oh my god.
See, like that's another one that's gonna be fucking crazy. I think. I think it's gonna like
I don't.
ramp up a bunch, and then just
It'll,
like take a shit when no one's looking.
I think it'll do exactly what all the other ones did, which is
Yeah,
squeeze the shit out of everybody for a month, and then go straight down the toilet.
yeah,
Although
really, seriously, it'll be
it'll
like Twitter stock.
yeah, Twitter was. I think it might be a little bit more like Facebook. I don't. Did you ever watch Facebook on its IPO day?
No, I didn't. I think I was in school.
It was like watching a. It was like watching an OTC getting propped up the entire day.
Really?
Yeah, there was like a. I can't remember what it was. There was like a 12 or 2 million bid at 38 the entire day. It just sat there, and then once that bid went away the next day, I mean, it just got crushed.
When they IPO, what was the year? I don't remember.
2012.
2012. I
Yeah,
was a senior in high school. So yeah, definitely did not.
didn't know.
Didn't know. I didn't even know what the stock market was then.
What? I think that was a question. If it's not what, I think it was like your uncle, right? Or your dad. They got
Yeah,
you
my
into it.
dad. So yeah, I don't know. Like he basically like didn't know what he was fucking doing. Like he would just like buy some shit and like kind of get lucky just holding it, and just like it just sounds so illogical that like shit like that shouldn't work, but like it somehow did for him until like the whole market collapsed and then like he lost his shit. So it's
Yeah.
just crazy that like
Works till it doesn't.
that much luck. Yeah,
It works till it doesn't. I mean, it
yeah,
was it was crazy.
yeah. It really is, and like that whole thing with Facebook. I remember like being in, I think it was like maybe a sophomore, junior in high school when they said like, oh, Facebook is gonna IPO, and like back then like Facebook was a shit. You know, like everyone was using it. Like all the high school and all the college kids were using it. So like instantly, like all the people in my class were like, oh, if I had money, I would buy Facebook. And like it just goes to show, like I don't know, like it would have worked out.
It did eventually. I mean, everybody got halved, but it did eventually work out.
Yeah.
But
So what? I don't even know. Like, why did it? I guess go down so much. Why did it go cut in half? Or wasn't there problems on the IPO day, or was that something else?
on Facebook,
Was it Facebook or was it GoPro that had problems on the IPO day? I don't remember.
it was Facebook, I think, because there were so many orders coming through that it like locked up the computers over there for like I don't know half an hour. But they were saying some bids were at like 4,000. I think read that somewhere. Somebody was bidding $4,000 for like 100 shares because they wanted it that bad. Some crazy
What a
shit,
fucking sick fuck.
right?
Oh.
Todd asked me what made me buy Facebook calls before earnings. I felt like gambling. I feel like gambling sometimes.
What was it? They had
It
their
works
earnings were
out.
good, right? But what?
I was gonna say it works out maybe like 2% of the time. Let me shut the door. My dogs are gonna go crazy because my wife's home.
How
Why
many
is
dogs you have, or what kind of dogs you have?
pit bull and a I don't ever remember the name of the type of the other one. It's like it's a mutt. We
Is your
rescued.
wife more the dog lover?
No,
You just deal
I
with it,
am.
or
I just don't care. We rescued both of them. It's I know what it is. I just can never remember what
yeah.
it's called. I think it's like an Australian cattle dog. I think that's what it is.
Well,
So it's like whatever. But they're
yeah.
both awesome. The pit bull is more like I trained it from like a baby. The other dog we rescued when it was one. So she's got her own little like weird quirks that
Yeah,
she'll
I feel you.
before we got the other dog, she would go lay in like the closet for the entire day and I'd be like, where's the dog at?
Yeah. Shit.
So I was
I don't have any pets. I used to have a fucking turtle, but that was a long time ago.
I always wanted a turtle. It's just something
Yeah,
about
they
a
don't fucking
turtle.
do much.
They probably just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Somebody wants to know, and you probably got all these, didn't you? What
Yeah.
what your grind was when I started out? Oh, geez, man. I,
When did you
th-
start out?
I,
Like, what
th-
was the year? Like, what was like your
my very
reason for starting? Like,
my very first trade was Fannie Mae, and that was God, I think almost a decade ago now, almost. But like Fannie Mae, I have the chart up. I don't know. Do you have the live stream up of like my screen?
yeah.
I don't know of any other better way to do this, but so all I remember is because I was working at I was a trainer, so I was a personal trainer, and all I remember was
Wow.
somebody quoted it. I probably Warren Buffett at the time, and I knew nothing. And it just went from like 70 in like less than a year down to like $1, and I was like, dude, I gotta buy this. It was just $70. So I think
Yeah.
I bought like 1,000 or 2,000 shares. I can't remember exactly because I just didn't care. Bought it like $1.30, and then it was like 70 cents 2 days later. And I was like, dude, I just
Yeah.
lost like half my money, and I didn't know what to do. And that
Yeah.
was it. And then I did anything for. Hmm. And then I bought. I think the next thing I bought was my wife's initials, JMP. It's just some
Just
random.
by just random
Just because I
company.
wanted to buy her initials. I didn't know that was it. And then I bought it at like.
Wow.
I think I bought it at, right in here. It was the same like time frame, 2009. And that one actually did pretty good. And I think I sold it like almost a double. I think I sold it at 8, bought it like 450 or something like that. And then I didn't do anything for
So
probably two
did you
years.
just get into the market because you saw this bullshit Fannie Mae, or like what was it?
I think
Did
it
someone
was
like talk to you about it
I
from
think it
Warren
was
Buffett?
because it was
That's
on
what
the
it was.
news. It was on the news every day when I was at the gym. It was like the market's dying, everybody's going crazy, and I was just like, I don't care. Everything's gonna be fine.
What year was this?
2008, 2009,
Uh,
and I think that's what
uh,
sparked it. And then in 2011, I was like, oh, I got a 401k. What do I own? And then I started trading gold stuff, like little tiny gold. Like MDW was like my first like, ooh, I'm gonna buy this because, and I don't even think they're listed anymore. I bought it at like 50 cents, and I actually made like 120% off of it because I just bought it and held it, and that was really that. And then I was like, oh, penny stocks. I gotta take my little bit of money that I have and make some more money because I wasn't making a whole lot. I was only,
sure.
jeez, dude. I think I posted it like I was only putting in like $25 a week, and so I would get it up to like $500, and then I'd be like, all right, I gotta trade with it because I'm like, I know if it's less than that, like commissions will kill me. And then I lost it all, and then I did it again, lost it all.
Back in this time, like when you first started, was there like people like posting on Twitter and shit, or
Oh
was
yeah,
it all like by yourself, or like
that's when I found Nate. It was like
yeah,
2011 ish, 2010, I think it was. And then it was ROSG was kind of like the first like, whoa, dude, stocks can do this kind of a move. And it was God, that was like 5 years ago now, where it went from actually it's more than that. But they did it was all the whole reverse split move thing that has been going on recently. But they like did a reverse split and it went from like 2 to like 23 in like a week. And I was like, whoa, I can make money off of this. And then it was,
yeah,
and then I signed up to Tim for,
sure.
I think it was like 3 months. And then I was like, I watched almost all his videos, I think. And that was, I was like, because we got in so many like fights inside of his room and emails and, dude, it was like, all right,
Yeah,
I
you
gotta
mentioned
get
that
away
to me.
from you, man. But I mean, I still respect him in a way, but
Yeah, so like I always say that like as much as I hate him, which I really do, it's like it's another story, but without him, dude, like I wouldn't be where I am now, only because I had to find someone so terrible to realize that there's better out there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I think that you have to. You just kind of you gotta if you're gonna be brand new and you're gonna learn it and you find whoever you find, then you're gonna figure it out sooner or later. You know
Yeah, and
what?
like here's the thing. I was telling Nate, I don't know if I mentioned it in PM to him or in just a regular chat, but a couple weeks ago I went out to dinner with my friends and we were just bullshitting around like whatever it was, and like went on Instagram for a second, and then like most of my friends know that I trade, so but they don't know much detail. So they see like, oh, I saw this guy on Instagram. He has, let's say, 700 or 800,000 followers. He says he made like 12,000 to 5 million or 4 million, whatever it is. Is this guy legit? You know, he drives a Lambo. He has a nice Rolex. He does this. He does that. And like, I was just like, holy shit, this fucking guy's marketing works, even with my friends. Like, only because like they literally just don't know better.
That's
They
crazy.
have no clue that like that's like not how it works. You know, like the reason he has so much success is like he makes millions and millions and millions from his subs and like all like that shit, but like he really doesn't make that much money trading. In
No.
reality, like he doesn't, but like he makes it seem that way because like he says, "Oh, my students made this much and that much," and like if you just don't know any better, like if you're a newbie, like everyone else is usually, you're just like shit. Maybe it does work, and then you give them the money, and that's how it all starts.
Huh. That's marketing is powerful. I get
His
Ross's stuff
marketing works. It
all
works.
day long.
Yeah, people want what they don't have. And as soon as they see like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini and they say, "Oh, it's this easy," my out of 1,000 students, 2 people had a good day today. You know, like let me just post those 2 good people, and like
Yeah.
it works,
It's
dude. It fucking works, and it sucks.
it's crazy. But it works. I mean, because people ask me, I don't know how many times I get asked now. It's like, hey, do you do other people's money? I'm like, no. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I probably could if that's a route that I wanted to go, but like do like a hedge fund, but I don't know.
I would love to have my own fund one day, but still, like I feel like it's very different trading your own money than trading someone
Ex-
else's money.
exactly. There's a different mental aspect to like if you take a loss, it's like, oh shit, that wasn't my money. Like I don't know how
Yeah, like I
well.
could take what?
I was gonna say I don't know how what's his face did it. Like he was down like $1 billion on Herbalife, not even with his money. It was crazy. Ackman,
Oh, what's his name? Ackman.
yeah,
Yeah.
nuts.
Well, I mean, like once you're at that point, once you're managing a couple $1 billion, I guess why does it fucking matter?
Yeah,
You know, it's not your money.
exactly.
Can you imagine fucking managing billions of dollars, dude?
I
Can
could.
you just fucking fathom that?
I could imagine it.
It's
I,
just like a totally different level. Like everything's different.
yeah, like the moves that happened, like that we would be like, oh man, this ETRM went crazy. That'd be like, oh, that was my starter.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they played so many. Oh, dude, there's probably so much like insider information that like they know and like they have like sources of getting. Because like once you're at that level, dude, you don't just succeed by like being good. I feel like there's,
Oh
I don't know,
yeah.
man. I feel like you have to be a little bit shady or
Either
have
you
just
either
like a
you need
way
to
to
be
just like do it.
completely silent about what you're doing until it's done, or you yeah, the exact same thing. Like
I don't
ziplocked
know, like
mouths on everything, or else or you're gonna know everybody that knows everything, and you'll just find out through happenstance.
yeah. And usually what happens is if you get caught, you get like a slap on the hand and like a fine. You know, it's not really that crazy,
Yeah, it's
which just
nothing.
fucking blows my mind.
Yeah,
But like, what do you have to do to like get to that level of like managing that much money? Like, how do you like
I just
begin? Is like what I'm trying to say.
I think it's just investors. I mean, like you'd set up like probably an LLC, and then I don't know the whole details about it, but I'm sure that all you would do is you'd make up agreements for a fund, and people put in whatever $250,000, whatever the minimum is, the maximum is, and then you just trade it,
Yeah, I
and
guess it
that's
just
it.
adds up. I guess
Yeah,
it just adds up.
you get money from just outside people. I think I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll start the they'll
very interesting.
start our own fund.
Yeah, let's do
I don't know if that'd be a good idea, but that'd be
it.
something.
Like, how does that work? Do you think there's like just a bunch of fucking traders? Like, just let's say there's 10 traders each managing like $10 million, or do you think it's like one guy in charge, like just telling like everyone on like what to do and shit? Like, I
I
don't
would.
really know how it would work.
It's probably that way. I would think in different places. So there's probably one place where it's like like let's say Warren Buffett has this. I'm sure it's like these are two guys that it's our idea, and then they tell the guys what to do. Whereas
Yeah,
like prop firms and all that, where they're like, oh, we're
yeah,
gonna we're gonna do our own blah 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 blah, blah thing, and then go from there. So, but
yeah.
I think the big guys are like they're waiting for like multi-year moves versus just a little bit.
Sure,
Because like
sure. And a lot of these pharmaceutical shit, I'm sure like maybe some of them even know like what's gonna happen ahead of time,
yeah,
so they buy like a month in advance and just wait. The payoff could be fucking huge.
and I would think most of it is all just here's our idea, plug it into a computer, and that's it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like imagine that AQXP. Remember when I went from like what was it, 2 to 50?
Yeah, I remember. I was actually, dude, I literally, I think it was crazy. I was actually short at like $3, and I covered at 290, and I didn't short for the rest of the day.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
You could have blown
I didn't
up
go long either.
easy on
Oh
that one.
yeah, definitely,
That could have
definitely.
been the end. I mean, the fact that it went to 55, that blew my mind. I was like, "What?" I think I still have a
And
picture of
then you
it
have
too.
shit like dries going. Like it puts all these things to shame, dude. Each squeeze gets more and more fucking crazy to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I think I was doing a webinar in the middle of that, like one of those weeks, and all I said was like, I think it was at like 17, and I go, all it really takes is to look at the history of this chart to know this thing could probably do something that people are not expecting, even though it just did a reverse split. And I was like, it could probably literally go to like 80, 90, or $100. And somebody laughed at me, and I was like, it's possible because, I mean, you just got to look at the previous moves. It's all the same distance.
Yeah,
And I was like, it'd be crazy, but, and then sure enough, $100. I saw it day one, like at 6:20. I was like, ooh, I want to chase it. And then it was 7:30. I'm like, whoa,
yeah,
I'm not chasing a
yeah,
buck. I'm not gonna chase a dollar move.
yeah.
And yeah,
It's crazy, dude. It really is crazy. And then like shit like that has me scared, dude. Because like let's say, for example, it didn't happen with AQXP. Like let's say you're long at like 25 and like whatever, it like tries to go to 30 and like you're like, oh, it's a squeeze. It's gonna keep going higher. But like, what the fuck happens if it halts, like dries or some shit like that? You know, like that always terrifies me. Like I like on the whole dries move, I didn't have to borrow for like the first 2 days or whatever it was, and like third day I just didn't want to short it, but I didn't want to go long either, even though I saw like remember when it went from I think it was 60 down to 40, and then it reclaimed like new high days and like went its way to 100.
yeah,
As soon as as soon as it broke that $70 mark, I think it was, I knew it was gonna go higher, but I couldn't fucking go long because I was terrified that it could have halted any second.
yeah. And you kind of had a feeling that it was because once people are that twisted, from I mean, you saw uh, Phil's post, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, geez, like because at that point, I'm sure other people are in that same situation, and they're probably like calling the SEC, like, hey, what the is going on?
Yeah,
We're getting destroyed on this thing, and I think really what came down to was whoever had the shares that had been selling it for however long it was, the reverse split, they probably just used them all up. But I don't know. I don't really look into a whole lot of it. But who's the guy printing all the shares or selling them all?
Kalani.
Yeah, yeah. And I think they just were like, hey, we're gonna stop doing this for like 4 days. Let's see what happens.
It's unbelievable, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like shit. Fuck. 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 Fuck.
Like, could you imagine waking up and seeing this number on your screen? Just fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I would
It's a lot of
die.
money. It's a lot of money. And it just goes to show like how strong he is mentally that like
Dude, I know.
he
And
can
that's
fucking come back.
that's where he basically was in from. Is 15. I don't know how he did it. That is
Dude, 15
something.
to 84.
15. I just couldn't
I think
I don't
maybe he
know.
boxed or something, dude.
Yeah, he boxed, but I still don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how you could do that. I guess that's the mind to fill. I have no idea, but that blew me away when I saw that. Just $1 million. So I just,
It makes you think how much is he fucking trading with in his account that he could trade with, like he lose 1 million and then make most of it back, you know?
right. Because I know. I mean,
Fucking
I don't really say the amounts, but I know that Eric told me like his, and I was like, dude, I don't know how he came back from that.
yeah,
It's like what?
I've seen photos of Eric's and like it's
Just one of
crazy.
those
Sick guy,
things.
dude. Eric is great.
Yeah, crazy. It's crazy.
See, but like Eric is smart though. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say for example, let's say he has $100,000 account. You know, like he won't exhaust himself too early to the point where he's like using half of his equity. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll use like 10% of it or 20% of it, and then like when the time comes, if he does make a mistake or if he does see an opportunity, then he'll size in big. Usually he doesn't size in like ridiculous amounts
Yeah.
compared to his account until like it's confirmed. And that's great, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I was I think I told Phil, I was like, "Hey, Phil, next time Eric calls you, let me know."
Yeah.
Because that's usually close to the top, and that's when I should start shorting it.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So Dries, I think it was yesterday, or was it yesterday? I think it was, or 2 days ago before yesterday. So when it went to, I think it was like it closed at like 580, and then it was gapping up after hours like 590 or something like that. We called each other because we were short a little bit overnight, and we were making a plan, and we're just like, look, dude, like, what do you think is gonna happen? So like we start talking, and he's like, look, I'm short here from this amount, and this is my plan. You know, if it hits this is where I'm going to short it. If it goes above this, I'm going to take some off, but I'm ready to go for a ride because I know that the stock is going to come down. And that's different for everyone else. And not everyone can take that ride, is what I'm trying to say. Like, because, like, he has that account size that he's okay with, like, how do I explain this? Depending on the size of his account, he's not using most of it to the point where he's going to exhaust himself and he's going to lose by just holding.
Yeah.
Someone with like a $5,000 account or $4,000 account,
we're gone.
if they hold, dude, they're gone.
Yeah.
That's like what the padding of like success gives you. Like you could afford to hold a little bit overnight and be a little scared and whatnot. So we made a plan. We said over. One sec.
Over.
Sorry, I'm like.
No, you're fine.
So we made a plan. We're like, look, over $6, 610, 615, we're gonna start getting in. And we were convinced that 635 high was gonna hold as the top. Because we said, the earnings are gonna be shit. This is just a pump before the insiders are gonna just unload or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, and that's like almost exactly what happened. It hit like 615 or 610 and then faded off all day.
And I think
then at the close it got destroyed.
You did a webinar like right before this day, didn't you? Like that was your public webinar was on like the week before or something. Because I remember it was yesterday on Dries, and I remember it very specifically. You're like, oh yeah, just use but use the pre-market highs as a guide. And then I stopped watching Dries for whatever reason, and it did exactly that. And I'm like, oh shit, that was probably an easy trade because I was fully expecting to short it because. The day before, I was like, this is the first day it's been easy to borrow an ETC since.
Dude, that was so fucking sketchy, dude.
Ever.
That was so weird.
That's what I said. I was like, that's got to be an easy long now that it's easy to borrow.
I think that's the only reason it's squeezed. Yeah. I think because it was so easy to borrow. Literally, everyone, even like people at SureTrader had borrow.
Yeah.
So, like, it just.
Force it up. They just bid profit.
I really didn't believe
bid profit. And
that's what I thought too, man. I really thought that move was artificial because that end of the day move was just like all buy-ins and like people panicking and covering and whatnot.
Yeah, because I got twisted throughout the day because it was easy to borrow for once.
Yeah,
and that's exactly.
And then you have the earnings. They lost fucking $54 a share in earnings. They lost $80 million in the quarter. Stock fucking ramps up from $4.80 to $6. Like,
what?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. I was driving and I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, because I had to go. I went to a massage and I was like, I should short this, but what am I gonna do when I'm laying down?
Dude, I was scared for like maybe 5 seconds, and I was like, look, the numbers don't lie. Don't let your emotions control you. So I had to short, and it was perfect. And now, obviously, I guess but like, I'm still swinging short. So
yeah, I don't hold a whole lot of stuff overnight. You know that, but so
this Dries is something special.
I don't know why, but I googled an image of massages, and it's very weird that it's all women getting massaged. There's one guy, and that I don't know. That's really weird to me.
I've only been to one massage. It was on like vacation when I went to Aruba. I've never been to like one around here.
I try to get one every week now. It's good. think about it. Like the amount of money that we make, $80. I know I get like because I do packages. I get them for like $60 for an hour.
There's actually,
It's like
now that I think of it, there's actually this new fucking giant mega spa that opened up like 20 minutes away from my house, and it's like I think it's $50 for like a whole day pass where you could just stay there the whole day and like do a bunch of shit. So I don't know, maybe it's something I gotta look into.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think they're worth it because you can just sit there and you relax. It's like that and golf, but
I definitely don't play golf. I
no,
usually just go drive around. That's I guess
it's your
my
relaxation.
way to like let go a little bit. Yeah. Well, I play video games sometimes, but not as much as I used to.
Yeah. I used to play a whole lot more, but then trading kind of took over because when it was what was the big one? Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, fantastic game.
Like that was the one that I played like every day, and just I think that everybody did though. So
Oh yeah, of course. It's a classic.
that was by far the game back in the day. It's crazy. So I was just like,
The
well,
thing is, like, I don't know, like, I need something like during like the lull to like get my mind off trading, or to like not be stupid and place like a what's it called boredom trade.
yeah.
So like I thought that way it was like to play Xbox or whatever, or it's like watch TV or something like that. But like I just realized that I'm so fucking addicted to like just staring at the market that like I just can't stop. If I like play Xbox, I just like look to the side a little bit when I die, just to see like, what the market is doing and shit. So
What happened? No, I'm kind of the same
yeah,
way.
it's
I think a lot of us are the exact same way. But I'm like, I had this gut feeling today. I was like, you know what? I have a feeling it's gonna be a slow day just from the first like hour. Um,
yeah.
I just turned on a movie and I was like, if it gets busy, then I'll probably just switch it off. But it didn't. I shorted
Yeah.
that ABWN this morning. I didn't even get that much filled where I wanted it. I think
Let
I
me
I covered it.
let me pull up a chart.
I think two something, and then I got a bottom tick for like 1,000 shares at 186.
Oh, was that the one that had like the midday news one?
Nah, I don't think so. Maybe it
What
did.
was the ticker?
ABWN. It's an OTC.
Definitely did not see it. I was
But
thinking about something else.
I hit it right
Oh,
out
I
of the
think you tweeted
gate.
about that.
Yeah.
You tweeted about that, didn't you?
Yeah. And I was like, well, if I'm wrong, like I think I only shorted like half of what I took as far as borrows, and it just
Yeah.
fell off a cliff immediately, and I got filled like I think it was only like 2,000 shares before it dropped another 20 cents. I'm like, whatever.
Do you think borrows for OTCs are more expensive than Nasdaqs, or do you think it's about the same?
Probably about the same. I think this one was only 0.031 per share. I feel like that's about the
Oh
same.
wow.
But I've seen some that are like 10 cents a share. Um,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what I traded today was dries, obviously. So what ended up happening was I shorted yesterday, and I ended up covering at like 450 or whatever it was. And I was like, oh, cool, like pretty decent day. Like maybe some pumpers are going to come out and push it to 5. I'm going to reshort at 5. And then when it gapped down today, I was like, okay, use 450 previous like support as resistance, and I got short. I think it was I think I had a 432 average or something like that short, and I basically just held it all day. I covered just very little bit, and I'm swinging it overnight. I have a really solid borrow on it, and
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I think it's gonna hit less than 3, and like maybe in a week or two. So I don't know.
It'll
It's
probably
just
be
like
like
I've been kind of
270 or something crazy tomorrow. I think
yeah,
it'll just
exactly.
fall
So
off a
like
cliff.
I've been kind of adjusting like my strategy a little bit more to like like for example, today there was actually like a stock and play NETE. You saw it, right?
Yeah. I lost
Yeah.
on
It's like
it. That was what kind of
what
gave it away that I was like, yeah, today's going to be one of those days for me. Because I think I bought it
happened?
on the dip at like a buck. I think buck 08, buck 09, buck 10. So I got a good like entry,
Yeah, I
and
think that was
then
solid.
I just held on to it all day for too long and lost. I was like, well, shit.
Yeah. So
I was
yeah, when I
fine
hit my
though.
radar, it was at like $1.20 or like $1.30, and I said, oh, You know, if it hits $1.50, it's an easy short. So I didn't get short for whatever reason it was. I don't know. I just was really not thinking. But a trade like that is like an easy like go-to short for me. So
Oh yeah.
that's something that I'll usually trade. But like what I'm trying to say is like dries and shit like that when they come up is like such a guaranteed short sometimes that like it's kind of like I'm being an idiot not really holding that long. If you saw dries, remember when dries were first split from 8 and it went down from 8 to 2 in literally 5 days?
Yeah.
I was like short from like 7 to like 6 or some shit like that. Like nothing even crazy. Meanwhile, you see like people like Eric or Viper of DC holding to like 2 or 3, and like I don't know. It's just making me think like, okay, the momentum on dries is done. Like, what do I have to lose if I just fucking hold it when I have a good bar on it? You know?
Yeah. Not a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny how we both thought the same thing when it came easy to borrow, and that was just like I was just like, what? Why?
I could not believe it, dude. I could not believe it. I think it was the perfect storm for a pump, dude. Like a push of the price. So like, it's easy to borrow the day before earnings. It's a little bit more hyped up, and like
Yeah.
people are just shorting just to short, and like they don't really know what they're doing. And it's just, I don't know, it was crazy. It was really crazy. I think it was an opportunity, but
Yeah. And I was long for part of the day. But then I was like,
yeah,
well, I've seen how it just can snap at any random candle. I'm like,
yeah,
because I shorted,
crazy.
and I think what did it was like I think I shorted at like 435, and I go, I think I just shorted the bottom of the day. But
Yeah,
let's not do that because I have a bad feeling. I'm just gonna keep shorting it if that's the case.
yeah.
Just
And
so
the thing
weird.
with these, all these stocks are, is, dude, the borrow fees are fucking nuts. They're nuts.
Yeah.
If I told like anyone how much I paid in borrows, dude, they would like lose their minds.
It probably a
I pay
lot.
so much, dude. I pay so much. I pay, dude, for like the last 4 months. I think I've been paying like $15,000 a month.
Jesus Christ. For
Dude,
borrows.
it's a lot of fucking
Just to have the
just
borrow.
borrows. The borrow, yeah, it's a borrow.
That's fucking crazy. There should be like a
Dude,
a form on your taxes. Borrow fees, rebates.
yeah, dude, I talk to Modern Rock all the time. I'm like, dude, when are we gonna stop trading? When are we gonna quit trading and fucking start selling borrows?
Yeah, exactly. That's free money. Set up your own
It makes you think, like, how much money are they fucking making, dude? You
dude.
have all these like big time short sellers that like I'm puny compared next to, and I'm paying a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if these people paid like $100,000 a month just in fucking borrows.
at least. So like, could you imagine? Because I don't think Dries wasn't easy to borrow during that run up. So people were borrowing, paying, and then holding.
Oh yeah,
So
oh yeah.
that could have just been just a disaster.
And the locate fee at Vision. Do you have Vision or do you have what do you use?
I think Quantex. I don't know. Speed's always changed it. I think so many different times that I'm just like, now I just go to the contact and I ask. I'm like, I don't even want to sign it or anything, and just tell me if I got them or not.
Yeah. So the way Vision works, so the way ETC works is you could hold it overnight, no fee, but there's like a risk of a buy-in like the day after or some shit like that.
Yeah, I
And
think
if you hold it at Vision, it's the 3 times the locate fee. So if you're paying like
overnight.
4 cents a share, yeah. So if you're paying 4 cents a share, you fucking get charged 12 cents a share overnight fee.
Just to have it overnight. That's
Just to have it overnight,
crazy.
it's a fuckload of money. It's a fuckload.
That's insane.
Yeah, so like, shit.
I mean, what?
They make money, dude.
What's this? I guess I mean, there's definitely reasons to hold overnight, but it's like in that case, like why
yeah,
not?
so the
Why not
reason
just?
is, yeah, ETC. Let's say ETRM. ETRM is blocked at ETC. You can't short it. You can't locate it no matter what. Vision, you can locate it.
Huh.
Vision, you can short it. So if you want to swing it, you have to fucking pay
20 cents.
ridiculous 3 times locate fee.
That's crazy. That's why I don't short a whole lot because you know that I long more because then I've got to deal with locate fees.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like, sometimes it feels like just longing is the way to go, dude. Sometimes it just feels like
just easier in a way.
There's so much money to be made. Yeah, it really is. Honestly, it really is.
It's hard though because you don't.
It's like,
I think what people don't understand is like when you're longing, you don't know where it can go, so you you're gonna usually exit way before. Like if you get in a crazy move, you're gonna get out before that move. Whereas when you're short, once the top's in, you kind of know that that's the top, and it's gonna go all the way back down to where it started in general.
Yeah.
And I think
And it's hard though, because
that's the
like
difference.
if you're more short bias, you always have like you have bias. Like let's say you know too much about a company,
Yeah.
it's like it could hurt you. So
Yeah.
like that's what happened with Dries.
Like I know it's shit.
Too much, that was a piece of shit. So
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. I've always found that longing is easier, and that's kind of how I had to get started, anyways, because I couldn't really short when I had no money. It's like, well,
yeah,
figure out what works and stick with it. Because I'll short now when it's like a perfect setup in my eyes, or at least like 95%. So
yeah.
And all these.
So like last year, I guess like towards the end of the year, like I don't know if you noticed, but the borrows became like harder and harder to get. So
Oh yeah.
ETC had like easy to borrow everything. Like no matter what, usually it was easy to borrow, or you could just locate it. It was not a problem. And towards the end of the year, dude, like everything became hard to borrow, and like it had me thinking, like, and why is like all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, and it's crazy that like when I started trading, I was using SureTrader because they had like a good borrow list back in the day. They had, I guess, an amazing borrow list.
Yeah.
Everything I wanted to short, you could short. But if I was starting now, dude, like it's fucking almost impossible to short unless you have like a $25,000 account, a speed trade or a center point or whatever, you know?
Yeah. And I can't remember who told me, but somebody said E-Trade's got actually really good borrows now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been using E-Trade a little bit more. They have, I guess, a solid borrow list, but the thing is, like, you can't use margin at all when shorting like shit like this. So like, say you have a $10,000 account.
You can only do
want
10.
Short yeah, exactly. You want to short a $2 stock, you can only short 5,000 shares.
Wow.
So it's 100% cash at all times. So like that's, I guess, the letdown of having to borrow. So like, let's say you have a $100,000 account and you want to short something like Drives at, let's say, $5 to make the math easy. You know, like still it's 25,000 shares. That's good. It's not bad. But if you had any other account, you could short 100,000 shares on margin.
Yeah. I'm not laughing at you, but that was kind of funny what you just said.
Well, which part?
Your math. I think you said if you had I think you said if you have a $100,000 account and you shorted at 5 and you do 25,000 shares.
Oh, did I fuck up? Yeah,
I think it's 125 grand. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just.
So did you. I just think I could care less.
I don't care either. So
yeah, you get the point.
You're a car guy, and I'm not.
Obsessed. I'm totally obsessed with cars.
Really?
Yeah, it's all I think about.
I've never found that fascination. I don't know why. I don't know.
I love a good adrenaline rush. Like I love roller coasters. I love when things go fast, and I guess cars is like the easiest way to do that. So like when we went to Vegas for Trains for a Cause, the first thing I did was go and race. I went to the track and I asked, like, look, give me the two fastest cars you have. No questions asked. And he's like, look, these are the cars you're looking for, and that's what I did.
And they just let you where was it at? Like, what was the...
It was at the Las Vegas Speedway.
The Motor Speedway.
It was called Dream Car Racing.
Dream Racing. I have a feeling that's probably what it is.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Interesting. Because I grew up in Washington, so it was all like it was always like, I don't know. I got this utilitarian. My car is only for what I need it for.
Yeah. So
am I gonna be able to go 200 miles an hour on the highway? Probably not.
Yeah. How's the traffic? Do you guys get a lot of traffic or?
Yeah. Well, it always varies. I mean, I don't really drive anywhere other than if I'm going like out of the house. Like if I don't know, it's just I don't have to deal with traffic like I used to, but it used to be pretty shitty. Because there's like the 101 that wraps around Phoenix, and usually like 2:30, 3 o'clock in Scottsdale, which is like the north. Think of it as the upper right hand side of the city. It gets
Sure.
insanely busy, and you're just sitting in traffic. So it's like, well, whatever.
Yeah. When I went there, I drove the Huracan GT and the 458 GT. Do they have like a thing of it there so I can show you?
Where is it?
Or
Is this the right website?
I guess, yeah, it's definitely the right website.
Maserati. I don't know if they actually have the race cars. They're there. As I say, they got to show you what cars that they have, right?
Yeah, they should.
So Lamborghini. Which one was it?
The Huracan GT and the 458 GT.
Oh,
Your screen is like on a delay, so I'm trying to.
I know. And it just wigged out on me. Jesus, they got a ton.
Yeah, these guys don't fuck around.
I don't know. I don't think that they have it on the website. Poor
Let me see if I can find it.
So we'll have to figure out a way where you could share your screen at the same time. I don't know. That seems like it's a little bit more difficult. The only way I could figure would be able
I
to.
think it's there. I see it. I think it's towards the bottom. The 458 GT race car. Let me see. Fuck. Let me find it. Okay, so if you go all the way to the bottom,
All the way to the bottom.
actually no, fuck that. Go to like, you see where it says combos? Go above that.
Combos. All
And
right.
then you see the Huracan GT race car, and
Yep.
then you see the 458 GT race car.
I don't have pictures. I just have that car. Or is it above that? Oh, there it is. Okay. So that one?
Yeah, so I drove both of them. So I'm like, look, give me the fastest cars you have, and these were the ones that he gave me.
Jeez.
And dude, like, it's so much fucking money. Like, it's such a ripoff, honestly. The guy's making bank, but like, fuck, it was so much fun.
What was it, like $2,000?
It was
Probably more
I think
than
I paid
that.
like $1,500. $1,500 for $2,000 or some shit. But like, literally only like 5 or 10 laps in each car.
Damn.
These cars are fast as fuck, dude. They're so fucking fast.
That's
And they're
insane.
loud as shit. They're literally race cars. You
Oh,
go inside, there's no inside. There's like a fire extinguisher. There's like some switches that you gotta hit. Yeah, dude, the 0-60 is less than 3 seconds. It's so fucking crazy, dude.
They're making the Fiat 500 look really bad. Control F and yeah. Hey, I'm slow there, guys. They were telling me that I needed to do Control F and then just type the name of the car. That was probably a good idea.
You live and you learn.
That thing, it looks fucking sweet though. I don't know. I just I think it was because my best friend in childhood, he was a huge car guy, and so I think it was just because all he ever talked about was cars. It was one of those things where you just turn off your mind. And you're like,
I love it. I love like you like roller coasters?
I haven't been on one in a long time, but yes, I want to do the.
I'm a nerd.
I wanted to do. We didn't have enough time, but I wanted to do the Stratosphere. Oh, geez, I spelled that well. Because there's 2 or 3 rides at the top of the Stratosphere. There's one that like it makes it look like you're gonna get thrown off. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I have.
There's a roller coaster
That's
and then the
cool.
one that goes straight up in the air. And I was like,
That's
ooh.
so cool.
I was like, I gotta try that next time.
Yeah, next time we'll do it. We'll do it next year.
Because they're building. Well, I guess this is kind of separate. They're building a what the hell is it? An indoor skydiving over
Really?
in Scottsdale.
Where?
So where I'm at is kind of like that's not right. I guess they don't have ads for it yet, but they're building it over kind of on the right hand side of like Scottsdale. Let me see if maps. So Phoenix, it's kind of like all of the old. This is like downtown. There's a bunch of just buildings and the sports stadiums are over there. This is more of this is I would say this is like the best part of like development that they're all doing because you got Top Golf over here, the casino over here, you got uh, spring training stadium over here, you got like an aquarium, you got all this stuff. Just they're just jam packing right in here, and then they're building. I think it's like 2 miles long, an
Uh-huh.
entire like car dealership. So it literally just runs along the highway for like ever, all the way down to like this 101 up to somewhere around here, and it is massive. I just drove by it the other day. I was like, is that like they're gonna be moving everything that is something over in here? There's a bunch of car dealerships like scattered around in this area, and they're just moving them all, and it's gonna be fucking crazy.
Have
But
you lived in Phoenix like your whole life, or did you like move there, or
10 years.
oh,
So I moved here when I was 22, 21. And I was like,
well,
I just wanted the weather.
yeah, I can imagine.
I wanted to do personal training and I wanted to be somewhere that it was warm because nobody works out where it's cold. At least not year round all the time. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways,
Huh.
so I think we need to ask people what we should call this. I don't know what we should call it.
Yeah, I have no idea what to call this.
So people need to think of some names and just rattle them off there because I have no idea. Because
Yeah,
I
do
don't
we
want
have
it to
any
be. I don't
suggestions?
want it to be all trading. I don't want it to be all. I don't want it to be primarily trading. But
Yeah, I
uh,
like putting like some aspects of trading in it, but like I don't know. I feel like we always talk about trading, so we should try to change it up a little bit.
yeah, which I think we covered enough of it. But
Yeah.
because it needs to be something that when we take over John Jay and Rich, that we're getting. You know how much money? Have you heard of them or no?
Yeah, I have.
You know how much money they make off of just like their little like recommending different businesses and shit?
Yeah, probably a lot of them.
Shoot, unreal amounts. It's like if I could just talk about stuff and make money all day, that's easier than trading. You know?
Yeah. You have to sell it, kids. I
Yeah,
don't deal with this shit. You
yeah.
just fucking sell it. So.
Two traders, one webinar. That's an interesting one. Anyways, well, we should. I'll come up with some ideas. You come up with some ideas. Email me, and then we'll do like Twitter, or you could just do your own Twitter poll. I'll do one, and
Yeah, cool.
see what works the best, and go from there.
Sounds
But
good.
I'm probably gonna go eat some
Sounds good. It
food
was
now
fun.
because it's been an hour. All
Yeah, cool. Sounds good.
right, man. Talk to you later.
All right. See you, man.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys whenever we do this next.